It's the Texas weather discussion video for Tuesday, the 23rd of July. I'm Donovan Neal. A rare July front, notice how I didn't say cold front, but a front came through here yesterday afternoon. It will experience cooler temperatures as a result of that for the next several days. So here's the upper air map across the continental United States. The pattern turning very high amplitude, actually. Got a very upper high developing across the west and a ridge and a trough developing across the east. And we're somewhere in the middle of that. Temperatures are actually in the upper 70s, even some upper 60 readings near Bowie and Seymour and Graham. And we'll be in the upper 80s today, which will feel very refreshing and comfortable with lower humidity values. And across the nation, feels a little like fall, kind of a preview of what fall feels like for parts of the Midwest, where they're starting their day in the 60s. I know in upper Michigan, they're starting their day in the mid 50s, which feels very, very nice after dealing with blazing heat last week. Across the watch warning map, not much going on. We have a few flash flood issues for parts of the Carolinas and parts of Tennessee and Virginia, and also parts of the Pennsylvania and parts of New York State and New Jersey. But here in Texas, we remain quiet. On convective outlooks, only a standard slight risk of severe storms for parts of the Carolinas. On day 2, we have a risk of severe storms for parts of the Dakotas and parts of Montana. And on day 3, we have that standard slight risk of severe storms over parts of Minnesota, and down here we stay completely dry. Rain for the next 7 days. Most of the rain stays to the east. The west stays nice and dry, and down here we stay nice and dry for the most part, or at least for North Texas at least. Here is, take a look at the tropics. We have tropical depression free 3, which just spawned out of nowhere for yesterday afternoon. But luckily, this will curve out to the northwest, where it will be destroyed, or it will pretty much get destroyed by high shear and troughing as well. That trough will kick it off to the northeast away from land. And here's the visible satellite view. Once again, we don't expect any further development to take place, but if this becomes a minimal tropical storm, it will move to the northeast away from land. So let's go on to the dailies here. This is the 0Z run at the GFS followed this afternoon at 4 o'clock local time. You can see we have troughing in the east, ridging in the west, and down here it looks like your typical summertime pattern. Very actually cold air. That 20 millibar high bringing some nice cold, comfortable, nice cool, low humidity, a dry air mass for parts of our state. And of course, we'll mention highs in the upper 80s. As a result of that, the rain moves actually to South Texas, where they'll see that cold front actually. And here's the anomalies. You can see it gets down to about over 10 degrees below average for parts of Texas, and that'll feel very, very nice for the next few days. And here's Wednesday. Of course, that cold front makes it all the way down to Florida, but down here in Texas, we remain dry. Highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. Same thing on Thursday, and pretty much the same deal on Friday. We should stay in the low 90s for the rest of this week, though. Here's Saturday and here's Sunday. Not much change going on across the state. Mostly sunny, warm, dry. Highs in the mid 90s at this point. We could see a few isolated storms for parts of East Texas, but not much going on for parts of North Texas. Here's Monday. Not much change. Highs warm up to the mid to upper 90s. And here's a week from today, Tuesday, 30th of July. You can see we have an upper high near the Four Corners, and down here we could have another front that could probably make its way down to North Texas. And of course, if that were to verify for next Tuesday, we'll probably mention a chance of a scatter shower or storm or two, but we don't expect a major cool down like this week. But here's the end of the 10-day forecast period. Thursday, the first day of August, you can see we have a 594 high located over Central Plains, and down here that looks pretty dry. But you can see from the numbers for the next 15 days, highs mostly in the upper 80s for the next 2 days, and pretty much stay in the low 90s through the rest of this week, and then highs back up to the upper 90s for next week, and then the first day of August we should have highs somewhere in the mid to upper 90s. That's it for the Texas weather discussion video for today on our notes and blog. Next video here will be posted at around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. If you can't catch local TV stations on the air this afternoon at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and Godspeed.